I would've hit Bird.
Because you were closer to Sterling.
Yeah. Like I used to always tell people this. My blood brothers by my mother, I never looked at them as my brothers. With the state.
In the state, you confessed to killing how many people?
40.
What? You confessed to killing 40 people in the state?
How though?
Okay.
How you confess to something like that and still be out here? I mean, I don't really know what he meaning all the way by that, but like, you know what I'm talking about? If you talking about you took out 40 people, how you still out here?
Okay. So I was like, man, listen, let's do a concert and we kill him. Slim like,
Wait. Kill him?
Yeah, it's only one kill, Vlad.
Hey, so right there, you know what I'm saying? My bad, keep pausing with it, but right there, that's kind of like telling y'all like sometimes they throw these concerts and that be the main thing that they trying to do. You know what I'm saying? The main target is to, you know what I'm saying, knock somebody out. You feel me? Throw a concert and get them gone. It's crazy work, but it might work.
The idea was to book Mystical for a concert, pay him for the concert, and then kill him before he does the show.
Right. That was my idea.
If you've heard the name Terrence Gangsta Williams, then you know he's not just Birdman's half-brother, he's also known for some serious street stuff. Not only has he been tied to as many as 40 murders, some of the biggest names in the game have supposedly felt his heat, from allegedly killing Master P's cousin, which reportedly made Master P put a bounty on him.
Master P, it was a rumor that it started from 15,000 to 30,000 to $100,000 hit out on me.
To rumors that Boozy is scared of him.
Yeah, that boy brother, Gangsta Bill, just come home. Yeah, Gangsta Bill got these bad runners kid in the rap industry.
To admitting he once plotted to kill another rapper.
So I was like, man, listen, let's do a concert and we kill him. Slim like,
Wait. Kill him?
Yeah, it's only one kill, Vlad.
And even saying he would have killed his own brother if it came down to it.
I would have hit Bird.
Because you were closer to Sterling.
Yeah. Like I used to always tell people this. My blood brothers by my mother, I never looked at them as my brothers.
Let's dig deeper. Let's rewind a bit and head down to New Orleans' gritty 17th Ward.
Hey man, that's messed up. He said he would have knocked out his own brother. Heard, man. He ain't had no Junior up in him. He ain't had no Lil Wayne up in him. He said he would knock them out. You feel me? Now look at him, yeah. You know what I'm saying? The boy do look like Birdman and Terrence Gangsta. Yes, sir. The boys definitely brothers.
This is where the whole Terrence Gangsta Williams story kicks off. This is where he was born, raised, and started carving out the path that would eventually make him one of the most feared names in the streets. Now, back then, the 17th Ward wasn't exactly the roughest part of the city. For a kid just trying to find his way, life could have been decent. But for Terrence, home life wasn't anything close to stable. He was one of 24 siblings. Imagine growing up with 23 other brothers and sisters, all trying to get their piece of attention. His dad was pretty much absent, not really playing a part in his life, so Terrence was left to figure things out on his own. With no real structure at home, he started roaming the neighborhood, kicking it with the wrong crowd, and slowly dipping his toes into street life. What started off as just a kid acting out quickly turned into something way more serious. Fast forward a few years, and that same kid was now known as Gangsta, a name that carried weight. But his rise wasn't just about putting in work in the streets. It was also happening at the same time the lines between the streets and the music industry were starting to blur. And when you talk about New Orleans rap back then, you can't ignore the quiet tension between two of the city's biggest forces, No Limit and Cash Money. See, Master P came out of the Calliope projects while Birdman and the Cash Money camp repped the Magnolia projects. And if you know anything about NOLA, then you know these were rival zones with decades of history. Even though P and Birdman never got into an open beef, the streets were talking. Their artists had tension, their hoods didn't rock with each other, and as both labels were blowing up in the late 90s, that low-key street beef started creeping into the industry. One fan who lived through it summed it up perfectly. There was beef between Magnolia and Calliope. A lot of bodies were dropped. And sadly, that wasn't just local gossip. The violence was very real, and some say it even touched the rap game in ways we'll never fully know. Word on the street is that Gangsta was in the thick of it. In the late 90s, Master P's cousin Randall Watts was murdered in New Orleans. The streets started buzzing, pointing fingers at none other than Terrence "Gangsta" Williams. People in P's circle reportedly believed Terrence had something to do with Randall's death, and that lit a serious fire. According to Terrence himself, word on the street was that Master P was so convinced of his involvement that he allegedly put a bounty on his head. At first, the number floated around was $15,000, but over time, the rumor grew, and people started saying there was as much as $100,000 being offered for Terrence's life.
Master P, it was a rumor that he had, it started from $15,000 to $30,000 to $100,000 hit out on me. He didn't know me, I didn't know him, and they had a rumor that I had killed his cousin.
Terrence has always denied having anything to do with Randall's murder. In a 2024 interview, he said it was all a misunderstanding. He even claimed he had a brief conversation with one of P's family members who confirmed that Master P was out for retribution. Still, Terrence says he never had a chance to talk it out with P directly, never got to explain his side of the story face to face.
You and Master P ever have a conversation and work things out, or?
No.
But even with this, his name carried so much violence that
he said no with no hesitation. Like, nah, we ain't never got that close. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've done a little bit of research and a little bit of looking up and a little bit of digging. You know what I'm saying? And I have came across a lot of stuff that Terrence Gangster was definitely a gangster. You feel what I'm saying? And he was one of them. He did it time he came home, I think in 2022 or something like that. Yeah, he was definitely one of them. Now, I can't say about Birdman because, you know what I'm saying, I know Birdman just about his money and getting, you know what I'm saying, and playing people out their money because, you know, he did play my homie Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying, out of big bags, you know what I mean? But this guy right here, yeah, I heard he was the truth. Well, I ain't hear he was the truth. I researched and I looked up, you know what I'm saying, the scene that he did, you know what I'm saying, carry some weight. You feel me? So, yeah.
These people didn't buy the denial. There was another wild moment where Gangsta allegedly plotted to take out Mystical, who was a rising No Limit artist at the time. According to Gangsta, Birdman felt Mystical was a threat to Cash Money and was worried he might cause some real damage.
Cause Bird was like, man, listen, I'm not in them streets no more, and we depend on this rap stuff, right? But Mystical was a special one, so we like, man.
So Gangsta came up with a plan. Set up a concert and use it as a setup to eliminate Mystical.
So I was like, man, listen, let's throw a concert and we kill him. Slim like,
wait. Kill him?
Yeah, it's only one kill, Vlad.
Luckily, that never happened. And what makes it crazier is that years later, Mystical actually ended up signing with Cash Money. Even Mystical himself laughed about it, saying it was ironic how the same camp that once wanted him dead ended up cutting him checks.
You go from dissing Cash Money to signing to Cash Money.
And Cash Money go from sending hits at my
But for all the street cred Gangsta built up, none of it could keep him out of prison. Eventually, his lifestyle caught up with him and he got hit with some serious charges. He was sentenced to life but ended up doing close to 30 years before finally getting released. And that's when everything changed. Because the way he got out, he snitched. And that move single-handedly destroyed the legacy he'd spent years building. Boozy, who had once openly said he respected Gangsta just off the strength of what he'd heard about him, did a full 180. After the snitching news dropped, Boozy said all respect was gone.
What I had for him, that was because of all the stories and all that. But once you go that route, I dismiss you from my legend book. And that you can take that gangster off your name, man. Real shit, man. That can hurt me when I heard about that shit. You know, cause you know how.
Hey man, and Boosie will cut you off, man. If he hear anything about some snitching, you feel me? Because I know Boosie went through and did his whole 1-2, you know, all that, you know what I'm saying? And he had to face and beat, you know what I'm saying, without saying anything, you feel what I mean? I don't know if he paid somebody to, you know what I'm saying, keep their mouth closed, whatever the case was, but he didn't snitch, you know what I'm saying? So he even cut off Tip, and Boosie was supposed to have an album or something like that coming out, mixtape or something like that coming out where he was supposed to do it with Tip. He cut that, you know what I'm saying? Because Tip did a video or came out with some, you know, talking about how he put something off on his partner that passed away. And, you know, Boosie like, it don't matter, it's still snitching. I don't know, man. Y'all, you know what I'm saying, man. But y'all drop in the comment, man. If somebody was to pass and then, you know, you had the opportunity to put it off on them, you know what I'm saying, would you consider that snitching? Let me know.
All in that city staying up for gangsta in Angola, man.
That sparked a little back and forth between the two. At one point, Boozy even accused Gangsta of being involved in some stuff while locked up, hinting at gay behavior in prison. But Gangsta didn't flinch. He actually flipped the narrative, saying he was thankful Boozy mentioned his name because it brought attention to him. In his mind, it was publicity, and he was going to use it to build something new.
I just saw an opportunity where I could capitalize off it. Like I say, I don't get upset with these guys when they come for me, because I was really in the streets, but now I'm on the internet. And I look at it like I jumped, started my career.
But even though his crown's tilted and his image has taken a hit, the question still stands. How did Gangsta Williams earn that fearsome street reputation in the first place? In 1986, Gangsta was 11 with no real direction or aspirations. He's getting known as the class clown, and without a strong male role model to guide him, he's just drifting. But there's one person he looked up to, almost like a mythical figure in his mind, his older brother Birdman. Even though he hardly had any memories of Baby from their childhood, because his brother was just one of his 23 siblings who was always moving from house to house, Baby's reputation was well known. Terrence idolized him from afar, hearing stories about his exploits and his larger-than-life persona. At just 16 years old, Baby was already a young street millionaire. He had everything: the flashy cars, the shiny jewelry, the attention from all the women, and the respect of the entire uptown community. And because of all this, young Terrence couldn't wait to meet his older brother and make a good impression on him, just like any little kid would want to do. Finally, that chance came, but it wasn't at all what Terrence expected. Here's where the story takes an unexpected turn.
My mother's phone rang. I'm in the kitchen. I answer it. It's Baby on the other end. I'm gonna be around there. Come outside when you get home, all right?
And 11-year-old Terrence was over the moon when he heard his older brother was coming by. For over an hour, he sat by the window, eagerly waiting for the sound of a honking horn. Then finally, he saw it. A brand new SUV, music blasting, cruising down the street. Terrence couldn't contain his excitement. He jumped up and sprinted outside to the car. There behind the wheel was his brother, Baby. There was no one in the passenger seat, and a bunch of girls were packed into the back. Big Bro told Terrence to hop in the car, and for Terrence, this felt like a dream come true. So he quickly jumped in the passenger seat, grinning ear to ear. But that's when things took a strange turn. Out of nowhere, Baby pulled a gun and put it to the back of Terrence's head.
We go for a ride. I'm excited. But no, when I first got in the car.
Hold on. That registered to me a little late, you know what I'm saying? He said he got in the car, his own brother put a tool to the back of his head with a bunch of females, you know what I'm saying, in the car with him. Yeah, man. I see why he said he would have took out his own brother. You know what I'm saying? Because you did me like that at 12, 13, something like that, I think. They said about 13. He was young anyway it go, you feel me? So that's crazy work.
A gun go to the back of my head, and I'm like, I'm shocked because I'm happy to see Big Bro. Nice car.
But Terrence was confused and didn't know what to think. But then Baby explained it was all a lesson. According to Terrence, his brother was teaching him to always be aware and stay on his toes.
See, that's the first rule. Don't never get in that front seat, let nobody sit behind you. Unless you know this person that you really trust, or you just jumping here, you're not paying attention. So I was being
It was a puzzling and unsettling experience.
That's facts,
Sure, you could argue that Baby was teaching him some kind of survival tactic, but why would an 11-year-old boy need to learn something like that? Was Baby preparing him for the harsh realities of life in New Orleans? Or was this a preview of the street life Terrence was being for? It didn't take long to get an answer. The next time Baby came around, he asked Terrence to hop in the car again, but this time he handed him a gun. Terrence, holding a piece for the first time, was ready to do whatever he needed to impress his older brother. They drove around for a bit until Baby pointed out a young man and told Terrence to shoot. Without hesitation, Terrence jumped out of the car and, in a tragic turn of events, killed the young man.
And that just stuck with me for years.
What's the age difference at this point between you and Birdman? You're 11, he's how old?
That's crazy. That's crazy work.
17.
11 years old.
17.
Instead of running back to the car, though, Terrence bolted off in another direction. He had just committed a serious crime, but all he could think about was whether or not he had made his brother proud. A few weeks after this shocking incident, another one of Terrence's older brothers came by the house. This time it was Ronald Slim Williams, the eldest brother and the richest of them all. Unlike Baby, Slim wasn't known for his looks, but he was the brains behind the family's street and financial dealings. Terrence recalls that Slim wasn't necessarily a bad guy, but he was definitely all about his money. So, Slim shows up with a white guy in the car and has Terrence sign some papers. At the time, Terrence didn't think much of it. He just thought his brothers were showing him some attention. It wasn't until years later that he realized he had signed his own life insurance papers. Back then, Terrence had no idea what was really happening. He was just a kid trying to please his older brothers, thinking that doing what they asked would make them happy. But sadly, he didn't realize until much later that his family wasn't showing him love. They were exploiting him, and from here, things only got worse. At the age of 12, Terrence's home life took another turn for the worse. His mother started dating a new boyfriend who had the potential to be a father figure to young Terrence. But this guy turned out to be far from a role model. In fact, he was probably the worst influence Terrence could have had at that point.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. The video ended right there. Yeah, man, they definitely turned, you know what I'm saying, Terrence Gangsta Williams into a hitter. You know what I mean? That's a fact, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's like that, you know what I'm saying? In some families, you feel me, depending on where you come from. You know what I mean? They start young, man. So, but we gonna go ahead and end the video. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all watching the video with me. This is Jackpot's reaction. And until next time, I'm out.